The daylight grew thin and pale as the year began to fade. The cutting wind swirled down into the city streets, drowning them in the damp chill of winter. Early morning shoppers were already beginning to descend on the centre, looking to snap up their holiday shopping before the crowds filed in. Street vendors bustled to and fro, setting up their stalls and vans for another frigid day, while street performers laid out their blankets and set up their speakers, bracing themselves against the cold. But while everyone else was getting ready, it seemed that one performer had already beaten them to the punch. A few people cast sideways glances at the woman as they walked by. She was in a flowy evening dress, but instead of moving in the breeze, it was frozen in place, its folds like carved stone, standing strong against the wind. Her skin was alabaster, like marble, glossed and polished to a shine. Even her hair was unmoving. This living statue was a master of her craft, and the entire time the other vendors were setting up, she hadn't moved a muscle. She just stood there, posed perfectly, resilient against the weather and the moving world around her. A van pulled up, and the driver killed the engine, stepping out and moving around to the side doors. He slid them back and took out boxes of meat, ready to deliver them to the stall that would be serving pork and turkey stuffing sandwiches in less than an hour's time. The owner of the sandwich stall called out to him, asking where the hell he'd been, and he replied that the traffic had been a nightmare. But his daughter, just 7 years old, sitting in the passenger seat waiting for her dad to return, barely heard that at all. She barely registered anything, her eyes transfixed on the beautiful woman posed in the middle of the street. Her dad had told her to stay in the van, but she couldn't help herself. She pushed up the lock, tugging on the handle with both hands to get the door open. She shoved it against the wind and climbed down, her little pink Wellington boots squeaking as she ran forward, the oversized puffer jacket rustling heavily as she approached the living statue. Her dark curls waved over her eyes as she stood before the woman, staring up at her in awe, unsure if she was even real to begin with. She looked at the ground, searching for the hat or bucket or cup, whatever it was that people usually dropped money into. But she saw nothing. Not that she had any money anyway. She just liked to see that these people, who were working so hard, earned something. But it didn't look like this woman was doing it for money. The girl's brow furrowed, and she stepped a little closer, putting her hand to her nose. A strange, sharp smell invaded her senses. She screwed up her face, her eyes watering at the stench, and stared up into the face of the statue before her.